Semper Fi, everyone. Welcome to the latest installment of Recon Jack. I'm your host, U.S. Marine veteran and historian Chuck Lynch. On today's episode, we're going to discuss the origins of the United States Marine Corps officer's Mameluke sword, as well as Presley O'Bannon. Marine Corps history states that a sword of this type was first presented to Marine First Lieutenant Presley O'Bannon by the Ottoman Empire viceroy as a gesture of respect and praise for the Marines' action at the Battle of Derna in 1805. Upon his return to the United States, the state of Virginia presented him with this awesome silver-hilted sword featuring an eagle head hilt and a curved blade modeled after the original Mameluke sword given to him by Hammett. Its blade is inscribed with his name and a commemoration of the Battle of Tripoli Harbor. Presley O'Bannon was born in 1776 in Virginia to William O'Bannon, a captain of the Continental Army in the American Revolutionary War, and Anne Neville, a sister of General John Neville, commander of Fort Pitt, which was formerly French Fort Duquesne in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, during the American Revolutionary War. O'Bannon was probably named after Neville's son Presley, who was aide-de-camp to the Marquis de Lafayette. On 18 January 1801, O'Bannon accepted a commission as a second lieutenant in the United States Marine Corps, first serving at the Marine Barracks at the New York Navy Yard. By late 1802, the Barbary states of Tripoli, Tunis, and Morocco declared war on the United States due to our refusal to continue paying tribute to sail freely off their coasts in the Mediterranean Sea. Many regarded the demand for tributes as state-supported piracy. President Thomas Jefferson basically told a bunch of pirate kings that we're the greatest country in the world and we'll do as we please. And if you have a problem with that, tell it to the Marines.
Lisumbaji proclaimed this all to be folly. Hang the code. Who cares?
During the First Barbary War, O'Bannon made a name for himself as the commander of a detachment of 7 Marines, 2 Navy midshipmen, and a small force of Greek mercenaries organized by self-appointed General and Commander-in-Chief Lieutenant of the United States Army, William Eaton, and the U.S. Consul at Tunis. Apparently, Eaton felt it necessary to bestow that rank and title upon himself. What can I say, everyone? Welcome to the Army. Their mission was to restore Prince Hammett as a ruler of Tripoli because he was friendlier to the United States than his brother Yusuf, who had seized the throne. After enduring a grueling 521-mile trek across the unforgiving Libyan desert, on 27 April 1805, O'Bannon's men attacked Derna, a coastal town in present-day eastern Libya. According to Lieutenant Eaton, the 8 Marines passed through a shower of musketry from the walls of houses and took possession of the battery. I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem like my kind of shower. They overran the harbor fort and raised the American flag in victory over foreign soil for the first time during a foreign war. In further actions, they drove the forces of Yusuf from the town. It was from this action that the line in the Marines' hymn "To the Shores of Tripoli" originated.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we find our country's battles in the air, on land and sea.
After the battle, the Americans were viewed by the populace as heroes and liberators, and it appeared that a new treaty to bring peace and end the piracy was at hand. Hammett was unable, unfortunately, to unite the citizens of Tripoli under his rule, and the governor of Derna, who remained loyal to Yusuf, plotted against Hammett and made plans to recapture Derna. On the morning of 13 May 1805, Yusuf's forces counterattacked, and while they were driven back, it became increasingly clear that time was running out for the Americans. Requests for reinforcements were sent to Consul General Tobias Lear with the belief that 100 or more Marines could advance on Tripoli and overthrow Yusuf. Unfortunately, what they did not know was that Lear was negotiating a separate treaty with Yusuf, which was signed on 4 June 1805 on board the USS Constellation. There's really no wonder why Lear would cheat the Marines of another decisive victory, as there was already previous controversy over his handling of finances while serving as personal secretary under First President George Washington. Eaton and O'Bannon were told by Commodore Samuel Barron, commander of the naval forces in the area, whose son would later resign his commission as an officer to join the Confederacy during the American Civil War, and the covenant with Hammett was nullified. The American force was ordered to withdraw from Derna and board the Constellation under cover of darkness. Sensing their abandonment, Hammett's Arabs rushed that last boarding boat with curses, threats, screams of outrage as they saw the treacherous infidels pull away from the war. Deeply disappointed by the final outcome, the Marines headed home, but were surprised by a hero's welcome which they received in Philadelphia. Admirers presented O'Bannon with a gold saddle and white satin embroidered cover for his horse. Afterward, O'Bannon rode home on one of a pair of Arabian horses brought from North Africa. Typical of a lieutenant, unfortunately, the saddle and satin cover and the Mameluke sword were all lost. Go figure. In December of 1805, O'Bannon was honored by his home state of Virginia when the Virginia General Assembly, at the suggestion of Delegate John Love, authorized the making of a sword designed with a Mameluke hilt and decorated with the scene of O'Bannon raising the flag over Tripoli. While these expressions of recognition were appreciated, O'Bannon expected a promotion in the rank of the Marine Corps, or at least a brevet. This was not to come for him, and he resigned his commission in March 1807. Perhaps due to the Marines' distinguished record during this campaign, including the capture of the city of Derna after a long and dangerous desert march, Marine Corps Commandant Archibald Henderson, who would later be known as the Grand Old Man of the Marine Corps, adopted the Mameluke sword in 1825 for wear by Marine officers. After initial distribution in 1826, Mameluke swords have been worn except for the years 1859 to 1875, when Marine officers were forced to wear the U.S. Model 1850 Army foot soldier's sword. Like I said, welcome to the Army. What do you expect? And a brief period also when swords were banned for use during World War II. I hope you enjoyed this brief episode of Recon Jack, and perhaps you learned something new. I may have again only scratched the surface of this topic, so please stay tuned for more episodes as I explore the hallowed history, traditions, and individuals of the United States Marine Corps. Also, please feel to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and absolutely leave a comment. I'd love to hear back from you folks. I hope that I can improve and get some better content out here for everyone. Until next time, Semper Fi and carry on.